Good afternoon. This is AmethystWhispers, and today I would like to welcome you to your Adult Profile Personality Assessment. Please have a seat. Everyone in the company is taking this assessment, and the type of information that it will be giving us will help us to increase better interpersonal skills, as well as help management in their dealings with all of the employees. It helps them to know exactly what type of personality they're dealing with, to know exactly what some of the intrinsic motivators are of the employees of this company. So I have here a little pamphlet that has some explanations of what we're doing today, and it's going to also explain all of the different types of personalities and the mixed type of personalities, because I'm sure you're aware that there are many people who don't only have one dominant type of personality, but may have two or three, depending on what they're dealing with. And when I say personality, I just mean your way of communicating and dealing with other people, and what you find most rewarding. Some find social interaction to be most rewarding. Others find analytical and financial motivators to be most rewarding. So that's what we're looking at. I don't mean that you have multiple personalities like a disorder. So this is not a psychological assessment. It's just a personality profile assessment, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you some questions and describe some things to you, and what I want you to do is to tell me which in each group is the least like yourself. This actually makes it a little bit easier, because you might find that there are several of the different personality areas in each grouping that you find yourself most like, so it'll be easier to find the one that you are least like. Alright, then what we're going to do is count up all of the different symbols that go with each pairing of or grouping of words that you choose to do that are least like yourself, and that will tell us on the scoring page exactly what your most dominant, then your next dominant, your third, and your fourth, being the least dominant area of your personality is. Okay? We're going to start with the assessment. It will not take very long, and then I can give you details on what it means and what the different personalities are. Okay? Are you ready? All right. In number 1, I'm going to tell you some different words, and you're going to tell me which one is least like yourself. Here we go. Your first choice is kind, soft-hearted, and sweet. Your second choice is influencing and convincing. Your third choice is unassuming, composed, self-controlled. And your fourth choice is independent, resourceful, one of a kind. Which grouping is least like yourself? Unassuming, composed, and self-controlled? Good. Here is the second one. Your first choice is likable, fascinating, fun. Your second choice is reasonable and fair. Your third choice is willful, firm, decision maker. And your fourth choice is supportive, pleasant, and warm. Which would you consider least like yourself? Supportive, pleasant, and warm? Okay. Here's the third set. Observant, careful is your first choice. Your second choice is brave, unafraid, likes a challenge. Your third choice is faithful and steadfast. And your fourth choice is appealing, refreshing, lively. Appealing, refreshing, and lively is your choice for least like yourself? Alright, we will continue on. The fourth one, your first option is objective, balanced, open-minded. Your second choice is willing to help, thoughtful. Your fourth choice is determined, unbending, stubborn. And your fourth choice is light-hearted and upbeat. Which one is least like yourself? Light-hearted, upbeat. Alright, continuing on. Your first choice is humorous and funny. Your second choice is specific, exact, correct. And your third choice is gutsy, daring, bold. And your fourth choice is relaxed, content, not excitable. The fourth choice? Alright. Your next set is aggressive, driven, wants to win. Your second choice is accommodating, considers others, caring. Your third choice is excitable, fun-seeking. And your fourth choice is conforming and cooperative. Fourth choice again? Alright, moving on. Your first set is particular, choosy. Your next set is devoted, loyal, attends to duties. Your third choice is tough-minded, unyielding, purposeful. And your fourth choice is animated, fun-loving, and joking. Fourth choice, an animated, fun-loving, and joking. Alright. Your next set is confident, courageous, fearless. Your next choice is inspiring, influential, enthusiastic. Your third choice is does not resist, submits easily. And your fourth choice is avoids attention, modest. Third choice on that one. Alright, I'll mark that down. We have 2 more sets, and then the next set you will do silently. Here's the next set. Outgoing, makes friends easily. Your next choice is patient, lenient, shows mercy, stable. Your next choice is self-sufficient, goal-achieving. And your last choice is private, subdued, appropriate. Fourth choice. Here's the last one that I will read aloud to you. First choice, risk-taking, thrill-seeking, daring. Your next choice is teachable, willing to be convinced. Your next choice is sociable, big-hearted, personable. And your fourth choice is agreeable, easygoing, not extreme. The second choice, teachable, willing to be convinced. That doesn't surprise me based on your former answers. Okay, now for this next set, I'll show you on the board here. You're just going to mark the least like yourself, but these ones you are to read yourself, and then you're just going to mark and scratch off the little area right here, and here, 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 and here, and then you'll turn that information back to me. Alright? Alright, you're done already? Sounds good. So now we're going to go to the scoring page, and do you see how there's different symbols? Like a star or a question mark? what we're gonna do is count up how many exclamation points you have, which you have 0, how many stars you have, which it looks like you have 7, how many plus minus symbols you have, which you have 11, and finally how many question marks you have, and you have 6. And those total up to 24, so we know that we added it correctly. Now if you look here at this graph, you have 0 exclamation points. What that means is that your dominant personality type is D, and in just a moment I'll tell you what D stands for. You have 7 stars, which means that falls into a low segment, which means that is not a strong part of your personality, and that is an I. Your lowest segment, which falls in the very low segment range, is your 11, and that is an S personality type. And then in an average segment, you have the question marks, which was a C personality type. So your very dominant is a D, but you have a strong C type as well. But I don't think I would go as far as to say that you're a mixed personality type, because the D for you is so strong. So now what does this all mean? Well, let's take a look. There are 4 quadrants to the personality, because everybody can fall across the quadrant and have a more mixed type. And so one part of the quadrant is whether you're outgoing or reserved. And then the other part of the quadrant is whether you are people-oriented or task-oriented. So if you are an outgoing, task-oriented person, then you typically are going to fall as a D-type personality. If you are very reserved but people-oriented, you're going to fall as an S personality. Do you see right here how the quadrant works? Alright, good. So let's turn, and even if you don't remember all this information today during this assessment, you'll be taking this packet home with you so that you can look at it further. You might even try it out on your significant other or your children. And if you have any questions, I'll be on site throughout the rest of the week. You can feel free to call me or to email me, and both of those would be fine. I can do some more explanation. So let's talk about the D type, because that's what you are. Alright. D-type personalities can be described as dominant, direct, demanding, decisive, determined, and doers. We see a lot of D-type personalities who own their own business. They don't have a boss, or they are the boss. Are you by chance in management? You are? I am not surprised. Alright. The symbol for the D-type is an exclamation point because they are emphatic in everything. Their outlook on life is they like to lead or be in charge. And the focus is get the job done. Just do it. Overcome opposition and achieve your goals. And winners never quit and quitters never win. Their basic need is to challenge, have control, and be able to make choices. And their ideal environment is upbeat, fast, and powerful. I think the D-type is excellent. The Ds like to get things done. So whoever said when the going gets tough, the tough get going was really describing a high D. They are self-starters who know how to make things happen. High Ds will start the ball rolling in a straightforward manner and will exert control to get things done. Perhaps more than any other type, High Ds seek an activity where they can be in charge. Since they speak bluntly, they may seem harsh, but they simply want to get to the bottom as quick as possible. They don't hold grudges as long as progress is being made, and High Ds may go through several jobs before they really grab a hold of the challenge they need. A tough assignment, stiff competition, or pressure situations invigorate High Ds. High Ds will demand much more from themselves and others. They are unafraid to stand alone, and the Ds are determined to move ahead and achieve victory. Do you think that this sounds like you? Yes. It's a very good personality assessment. I really, really like this. I'm going to give you some information on the other personality types, and because you're in management, we really want you to get the information that we're going to give you on all of your employees so that you can see their personality types. And it's really important that you study exactly what those personality types are, because that can help you in your dealings with them. So, for example, the I type is an outgoing, people-oriented style. They can be inspiring, influencing, impressionable. They really like to persuade others to their way of thinking. Their focus is, I am for you. We can have fun, and if we all pull in the same direction, our success will never end. I's tend to be very, very social. The S type is a reserved, people-oriented style. S's are supportive, stable, steady, sweet, status quo, and shy. They have a plus or minus sign because either way is okay to them, so that's why that's their symbol. They really like harmony. They want everybody to get along, and they might even put themselves out so that others can get along. Their focus is all for one and one for all. If we all work together, we make a great team. All of us are better than one of us. They really enjoy security, appreciation, and affirmation. And the last personality style is the C type. This is a reserved, task-oriented style, and I'm going to go over this style with you because you did fall into the average segment on this. So this is your second most dominant personality area. So the C type can be described as cautious, calculating, competent, conscientious, contemplative, and careful. Their symbol is the question mark because they want to know the why behind everything. Their outlook on life, they like consistent quality and excellence. Their focus is anything worth doing is worth doing correctly. They want to provide quality goods and services through careful and conscientious work. Their basic need is quality answers, value, and excellence, and their ideal environment is structure with procedures, accuracy, and quality. Whoever said, "Measure twice and cut once" must have been a C. Carefully exploring all options and studying all related information is highly valuable to the C type. They will validate the quality of information and develop a procedure which will prevent mistakes. Careful attention to details and rigorous adherence to rules make the high C type enjoy detailed work. They love flowcharts, orderliness, and organization. Because they highly value analyzing facts, they will hesitate to make a decision quickly. They also have great difficulty with intuitive decisions. High Cs will give a good objective analysis of a situation. However, this analysis usually will not allow for the feelings of the people involved in that situation. Their cognitive skills allow them to think of ways to improve an idea, and they will go to any length to achieve excellence. I think that your analytic people or your financial people tend to be C's. So now what you can do is look at the traits that you can see here on the continuums, depending on which segment your personality type is in. If we turn the page, this page is still stuck. Oops. Don't want to tear it. We have to get the top open. This has some things. It says, what am I like? A high D tends to say, I like challenge, I like confronting issues, I like making decisions, I like inventing new ways to do things. So some of these may sound like you. Then we go into what we call the style blends. And these style blends are when you have more than one dominant area, or maybe one dominant area and two semi-dominant areas. So you can look over the different style blends to see. And then as you turn the page, you can get into some of the style blends. So for example, a DC style blend has an intensity for creative, original solutions. They like critical thinking, looking outside the norm, and it gives you all the information. And then it also tells you complementary team members needed, so you can look at other personality types to see how they would best complement your style. Then you can also go into the I style blends, the S style blends, and finally we get into the C style blends. And so you will want to study all of this since you're in management. And this will help to give you, as I said, a lot of insight on the members of your team and how best to work together to produce a high amount of productivity and success. Do you have any questions? Well, I thank you so much for coming to this consultation today on the Adult Profile Personality Assessment. I hope that I was able to give you some very good information and some very eye-opening information about your personality type. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.